Hello, everyone, and welcome to WCI University, and welcome to your second session in Business Administration and Finance. And we have the following objectives in today's lesson. Number one, learn about management functions. 2, study the management function of planning. 3, examine the management function of organizing. 4, investigate the management function of directing. 5, explore the management function of controlling. 6, understand the importance of a healthy business environment. So let's get straight into today's lesson by defining what management is. Once an entrepreneur creates a business and gets it running, he or she takes over management of the business. Management is the skillful use and coordination of all the business's resources, money, facilities, equipment, technologies, materials, employees in a systematic and effective way to achieve particular goals. A manager has authority over employees and is ultimately responsible for their work. He or she must use many skills in this role, but mostly, a manager is a creative problem solver. The purpose of management is not just to achieve business goals, but to achieve them with the greatest efficiency. This means maximizing production while minimizing expenses. Experts break down the job of a manager into 4 general functions, and these are planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So let us talk about each one of them in details, and we're going to start with planning. What is planning? Planning is an ongoing process of setting goals, deciding when and how to accomplish them, and determining how best to accomplish them. A plan is a systematic process for achieving a specific goal. There are 3 types of plans that are used in business management. First one is a strategic plan. A strategic plan lays out a broad course of action to achieve a long-term goal, typically 3 to 5 years in the future. These plans are usually created by top-level managers with a big picture view of what needs to be done and the general way in which it will be accomplished. The second type of plan is a tactical plan. A tactical plan outlines specific major steps for carrying out the strategic plan. Tactical plans typically cover a time period of less than a year and include target dates for accomplishing goals. Tactical plans are usually laid out by mid-level managers who analyze the big picture of the strategic plan and choose the major steps needed to achieve it. The third and final type of plan is the operational plan. An operational plan details the everyday activities that will achieve the goals of the tactical plan and thus ultimately the strategic plan. Operational plans are short range, covering days, weeks, or at most months. These plans are typically drawn up by low-level managers, usually supervisors, who are very familiar with the actual day-to-day workings of the business. Supervisors know the capabilities of their workers and the exact tasks that will be required to accomplish the goals of the tactical plan. Let us consider organizing. Organizing is an ongoing process of arranging and coordinating resources and tasks to achieve specific goals. Organizing creates structure. It puts the people and other resources of a business in the right places and in the right combinations to maximize production and minimize expenses. One of the most important aspects of organizing is choosing and hiring the best employees, training them properly, and assigning them authority and responsibilities. Managers create organizational charts that outline the chains of command within the business and the working relationships between different groups of people. Physical resources must also be organized. These include raw materials, machinery, and other equipment, and inventory. Lastly, managers organize all the processes, duties, activities, and everyday operations that make a business successful. Planning and organizing are interrelated. Planning a project is pointless if you cannot obtain and organize the people and materials needed to make it work. On the other hand, you cannot organize people and materials effectively without proper planning. Let's take a look at the third aspect of management, which is directing. Directing is an ongoing process of leading, influencing, and motivating employees so they will work together to achieve specific goals. Leaders must have good interpersonal skills. These are skills used by people as they interact with others, particularly in a one-on-one setting. They include communicating clearly, listening, having a positive attitude, and behaving politely. Communication skills are particularly important. Leaders who communicate well with their employees build communications that help ensure the success of the business. The ultimate goal of directing is team building, which is motivating individuals in a group to work together to achieve a shared goal. Leaders build teams. A good manager is not necessarily a good leader. Employees may obey a manager because he or she has authority. Employees willingly follow a leader because they have confidence in that person and share the leader's vision for the future. Although there are as many leadership styles as there are leaders, there are three basic ones, and these are authoritarian. The authoritarian leadership style is practiced when a leader tells employees what needs to be done and how to do it without seeking their advice. This style is only appropriate in certain situations. New employees are often directed in an authoritarian manner because they lack the information and experience needed to make important decisions. A leader may also use the authoritarian style when something needs to be done quickly and without discussion in the case of an emergency. Second one is democratic. The democratic leadership style is practiced when a leader seeks input from employees about what tasks need to be done and how to do them, but ultimately makes the final decisions. This style is appropriate when employees are experienced and knowledgeable about their jobs. Their input may be valuable to the leader, but the leader, as a manager, bears final responsibility for the success of their performance. Third, delegating. The delegating leadership style is practiced when a leader gives employees complete freedom to decide what tasks to be done and how to do them. Obviously, this style will only prove successful when experienced and knowledgeable employees who have demonstrated the ability to think and work independently. A leader who delegates responsibilities to trusted employees is able to tackle other more pressing matters. This can be a very effective time management tool. In reality, good leaders choose and adjust their leadership styles depending on the situation. For example, they might lead a new employee in an authoritarian manner to ensure that he or she learns a task properly. They might use a democratic style and ask more experienced employees for suggestions about how to improve a task. And they might delegate a task to the most skilled and trusted employees and ask them to accomplish it as they see fit. Planning, organizing, and directing are all interrelated. A group of well organized people with a solid plan will not be successful without good leadership. They must become a team with a shared goal and have a leader they want to follow. Controlling. Controlling is an ongoing process of setting performance standards, measuring actual performance, comparing actual performance to the standards, and taking corrective action if actual performance does not meet the performance standards. A business has many components for which performance standards can be set: production, expenses, customer service, employee actions, equipment, finances, inventory levels, product quality, profits, and sales. In all cases, the standards and the components to which they apply should be numerical and specific, as with, say, the number of sales per day per employee. That way, actual performance can be easily compared to a standard. Many businesses use the controlling management function to monitor the quality of the goods or services they sell. A quality control program is a program used by a business to ensure that its products or services meet specific quality standards. For example, a clothing manufacturer might set a quality standard for the number of straight seams sewn in a garment. The most difficult component of controlling is usually implementing the appropriate corrective action. Equipment is not meeting standards may be easy to fix, but most business tasks are accomplished by people, not machines. This explains why controlling is closely related to the other three management functions. Effective leadership of the organized team with a sound plan helps ensure that corrective action is applied successfully. How to maintain a healthy business environment. Workplace climate refers to the general feeling in a business and is shaped by the psychological states and attitudes of the people who work there. Workplace climate is affected by many circumstances, including such things as interpersonal relationships, job security, and pay levels. Managers play a major role in shaping the workplace climate. Businesses that successfully implement the four management functions, planning, organizing, directing, and controlling, are much more likely to create a healthy environment. A company image is a perception, thoughts, attitudes, opinions, and beliefs that the public holds about a company. Companies build image every time they interact with the public. Logos, signs, websites, store layout, business cards, and letterheads, product choices in packaging, advertising, publicity, customer relations, even the way employees dress contributes to a company's image. Companies try to create and foster images that fit the vision of how they want to be identified in the marketplace. A good company image is not only good for business, it also makes employees proud to be associated with the company and contributes to a positive workplace. Thank you so much for your attention.